All right, GOP presidential candidate and former Texas Governor Rick Perry is one of the 17 Republican presidential contenders. Despite a high-profile run in 2016, he's so far struggling to break out of the pack this time. The cash-strapped campaign is hoping for a turnaround in key states. Governor Perry joins us now. Governor, good to see you, as always.
Shannon, howdy, how are you?
I'm very good. I want to start by asking you your thoughts on what we're seeing play out in Texas, what appears to be ambush execution style of Deputy Goforth as he was simply gassing up his patrol car.
Yeah, obviously our hearts go out to this family. Anytime an individual who is there to protect us loses their life, it's a great tragedy, and this obviously I think even complicated more from the sense of having a family and children. And anyway, our hearts go out with them. You know, yesterday I made the observation that this country and the institutions that have made America great through the years, and particularly over the last 2 centuries, our synagogues and our churches have been the place where right and wrong has been taught to a huge number of our population. And as we see those institutions being attacked, when we see religious freedom being attacked in this country, it really brings to the forefront that the places where right and wrong have historically been trained into our people are being pushed out of the public arena. And the point that I made yesterday was, if we lose those great institutions, we can't hire enough police officers to keep us safe.
Yeah, you were part of the We Stand With God rally yesterday in South Carolina. I know some of a couple of your fellow candidates and others were there as well. How do you respond to those who say in 2015 you can't really run on issues of faith or religion that turn some people off, or social issues, and it's just not something that's going to work for you on the campaign trail or anybody?
Well, I think that this country was based on Judeo-Christian values. I mean, which one of the 10 Commandments do you not like? I mean, when you really get down to it, the Bible's a pretty good guidebook. If we live by that, I suggest to you we'd have fewer events like occurred to the policeman in Houston.
Okay, so let's talk about where you go from here. There have been chatter about staffers leaving, about payroll not being met. Where do you stand right now? How do you plan to move forward in the key places like Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina?
Well, I tell people I've been broke before, whether it's in my personal life or whether it's as the governor of Texas. We had a $10 billion budget shortfall in 2003. You cut back, you make the reductions that you need to make, and you move ahead, and that's what we're doing. Our values haven't changed, our vision for this country. You know, I really believe America is looking for a candidate who is humble, an individual who is full of humility, a person who understands that we work for the people, not the other way around. And that's why I think you see Donald Trump and Ben Carson and Carly Fiorina really resonating, is that, you know, Washington is really corrupt. People know it's corrupt. I've been fighting Washington, D.C. for 14 years. You know, I may get sucked into because I've been elected to office before, but let me tell you, I want to go to Washington, D.C. and try to make it as inconsequential in people's lives as I can.
How do you think it impacts the race, having 17 people? And, you know, a lot of folks who are GOP supporters say it's almost an embarrassment of riches for them. They feel like they've got a lot of good, strong, experienced candidates, whether it's inside Washington, outside Washington. But does it dilute the overall field and the ability to try to break through, especially when you have one person so dominating the field right now?
Well, we have one person dominating the field in 2007, and Rudy Giuliani. So this is early, but the good news is there are some really quality candidates out there. I know a lot of them very well. I mean, Bobby Jindal is one of my best friends. I mean, he is a great competitor. Carly Fiorina, I've negotiated with Carly before bringing Hewlett-Packard to Houston. I think Carly needs to be on that debate stage. I mean, this is a class act, an extraordinary individual. But the fact is, there is a lot of really good talent. I mean, 14 years of leading the 12th largest economy in the world and a job record that nobody else on the stage can even get close to, and a person who's worn the uniform of the country and been the commander-in-chief for 14 years, that's pretty good experience level. And I think both that humility and understanding that you work for the people, not the other way around. That's what's wrong with Washington. They think that we work for them. And we're sending them a clear message that we're coming for you. We're going to change Washington, D.C. And the people in Iowa and New Hampshire and South Carolina, they get that.
And really quickly, before we run out of time, Governor, the issue of immigration obviously at the forefront right now on the campaign trail. What do you make of some of the debates over whether you can use the word anchor baby, whether you can build a wall along the entire border, southern border with Mexico? Some of the other conversations we're having on that topic.
Yeah. Well, rhetoric makes for good political theater, but the fact is it's 1,933 miles from Tijuana to El Paso to Brownsville, and you're not going to build a wall on that distance. What you're going to do is put the personnel in the right place, have the strategic fencing in the metropolitan areas, and what's really missing are aviation assets, flying 24/7, the ability to look down, analyze what's going on both sides of the border. When it's clearly illegal or even suspicious, fast response teams that go and interdict. That's how you secure the border. We can do it substantially quicker and more economically than we can with the political rhetoric of, oh, we're going to build a wall. People want results. As a governor for 14 years, I had to have results. When I put the Texas National Guard on the border last summer, we got results. But it's not Texas or any other state's responsibility. It's the federal government's responsibility to secure that border. And when I'm the President of the United States, the will reside in the White House. We'll secure the border.
All right. Governor Perry, we'll see you on the campaign trail, sir. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Shannon. So long.